Sometimes finding and utilizing our strengths can take us places we never could have imagined. For Jennifer, her talented ability to draw and paint became a key factor during her journey to conquer anxiety, low self-esteem, stepping outside, and going to school. Having family members like her mother Vanessa, her sister Jamie, and her grandfather Louis take on active roles on the child and family team was also a strong factor in helping Jennifer overcome her challenges. Jennifer's journey started when she began experiencing anxiety in middle school.
She kind of just went into I would call it a darker mode, and she wasn't talking, and it got to the point where we found out through the school that she was hurting herself, and then from there she went to Bergen Regional. When she went to 7th grade, that first week, she started throwing up every morning, and it just wasn't, it was to the point where she begged me that she didn't want to go back, so I figured, okay, so then there has to be something else. I don't want to keep pushing her to that and then something worse happens. She was at home, and it came to a point where she wasn't able to step out the door. If not, she would have a full-blown anxiety attack where she would literally start just freaking out.
I thought my comfort zone was my safe area, and I don't want to move from it because I don't want to see what else is out there, because there's 50 chance of risk that things happen, and I never saw that there could be good things that happen.
Jennifer's anxiety got to the point where she could not stop vomiting and needed to be taken to St. Joseph's Hospital. After being admitted, the family was connected with a hospital social worker who informed her about the different resources available to them through Perform Care.
She sat down and she was on the phone with me, and we were there talking to the other person on the line. That person was the one who told me to choose between 5 other places. So I said, okay, I'm part of Bergen County, let me choose Bergen's Promise. She got down all the information. I told her what had happened, the history. The social worker had helped me out to make sure that we all exchanged all of the information. I had a number, and that's where Ryan contacted me, and that's where we kind of went off from there.
With Bergen's Promise in place, Jennifer was provided her care manager, Ryan, who helped offer Jennifer different support options, as well as facilitate the formation of a child and family team. This team consisted of her mom, her sister, her grandfather, Stephanie, the intensive in-home clinician, Amanda, the behavioral assistant, Garfield High School, and Debbie from Family Support Organization.
I had to bring myself out, and everybody was here, and there was a team. I was like, okay, I have to do something if it's getting this serious. From being in my comfort zone for a few years, it took me out of my comfort zone, which was a little difficult, but it helped that I had the support. They said however long it took, so it didn't feel rushed, like I had to do everything at that moment.
One of the early meetings, their grandfather was in the other room, and he's like, "Can I join?" I was like, "Of course you can join. Yeah, please have a seat." And he gave his perspective on everything too, and it was very clear that the family was all just very invested in making it work. They all had this buy-in right away. That the attitude was very much, what's the idea? Let's try it.
The foundation of the wraparound approach focuses on supports that are sustainable. Jennifer was able to rely on her sister to serve as a buffer between her and her mother. In addition, she brought a gentle calmness to both of them during some chaotic situations. In addition, Vanessa also recognized that helping Jennifer required improving upon her own parenting skills, as the challenges were not simply Jennifer's to bear alone.
At that time when I left school and I saw everything for what it really was, it was a very dark time for me. I didn't feel like I had anybody. But then I actually saw who I had left. I had her, like I had my sister left. The closest person you could ever have is your family.
Vanessa and Jamie were just so in and supportive about everything, about all the decisions that Jen was making, and it's like, let's explore that, let's try that.
I think that if Jamie wasn't there to listen and to sit down and to be a friend, Jenny would not have told her the things that she did.
We were both like on the opposite side of the spectrum, so I had to like show my mom, okay, this is how she thinks, and then I had to tell my sister, okay, she thinks this way because of this. So roll their eyes at me, but they would come to an understanding that, okay, she was right, this was gonna happen.
Jamie definitely makes sure she maintains that level of, like, don't forget to look at a different perspective.
Seeing that they were able to talk to each other again and play with each other again, it was easier that way, so that, it was peace in the house. That's what I fed off of.
I have to say, parents, they feel very guilty when their child is going through something they can't fix. The day that Stephanie sat us on the table, I thought that I was either one, gonna be judged by the way that I did things, or two, that she was gonna stick up for me because I'm the mom and I'm always right. She did both. And that was where it was like, okay, what? She's like, okay, she told Jen, that's your mom, you need to respect her, there's chores you need to get done, you can't get upset when she says it. But then she turned to me, she says, but there's other ways that you can go about it. My father says, well, you can't be like the way your mother was with you. You need to step back a minute and look at it from a different perspective. And that's when I realized that in our culture, it's very difficult for the parents to let a child express their outlet. I was able to put that, I call it the Hispanic pride, aside.
One thing that really stands out about Jennifer is that she is a very talented artist and has a passion for her work. Even before starting with Bergen's Promise, this was a good way for her to express herself. So one way to get her back in the community was to utilize this strength.
Jennifer's a perfectionist when it comes to her artwork, but she's happy with it, she's happy with the expression, and it pushes her to kind of, okay, I feel better, now I can continue doing what I'm doing. Instead of her just kind of enclosing herself, she found a way to express herself through her artwork.
I used to be in my head a lot, so this would kind of silence my head in a way. It was just a place I was in. No one can touch it, no one can change it. I wanted to not just do art, but also become good at it so that I like people's expressions, so it brings me happiness when I can put emotions or surprise people with just something I created. That just makes me feel accomplished, and I just want to keep improving.
With these fundamental pieces in place for Jennifer, she was able to progress quickly. The IIC and the BA were also instrumental in helping Jennifer to work on different goals Jennifer set for herself, like going back to school.
Jen was so willing to participate in anything that we could come up with. So we really worked on developing her self-confidence when we were going out. And I would kind of put her in charge of leading me somewhere in the area. Even I remember before her first day of school, we role-played different conversations that she could have as she was meeting her teachers and classmates. So just doing different activities to make her feel more comfortable with communicating. In terms of the CFT being beneficial to Jen, she had so many people who were working together on her side and really just providing so much positive feedback and encouragement. Starting college, and that was her biggest goal, was to be able to start college. So it's so rewarding to be able to see that she met her goal, and she was smiling. She was so, so happy.
Even her teachers have seen progress.
With that kind of support, Jen moved quicker than almost any family I've ever worked with. I swear. It was like every time I came, it was like she was here and then she was there and she was there, and a lot of that was her own drive. And
I've accomplished so much more coming out of my comfort zone than staying in my comfort zone. And I found, friends, I found things I'm good at, I'm closer to my family, and I'm much more happier and I feel like more lively.
There is help out there. If they're looking for resources, I think the best thing they can do is ask around. Ask around even if it is Bergen Regional or if it is at the pediatric hospital, and say,
but you really have to, push yourself, because it's better to take the risk of not knowing what there is instead of never seeing what you could have had before and taking so long to do something about it. So.